Shrinkflation. It's the invisible way of raising cost of living, with retailers selling fewer biscuits in the packet or smaller servings but keeping prices the same. And it's the latest front on the watchdog's war on dodgy supermarket practices. We've known for some time that products are getting smaller.
So this is what I've always remembered, like stacked side by side, no gaps in the middle. Now have a look at this. Look how spread out they are.
Enter Albo.
We're cracking down on supermarkets to help you get a fair price at the checkout.
Geez, even the videos are shrinking. The PM has announced the ACCC will tackle this growing shrinking problem by strengthening rules around how products are priced.
The big supermarkets are the main target here. They are primarily responsible for what is happening, but we'll have a look and see whether there are other retailers as well who should be within its scope.
The targeted areas include readability and visibility of unit pricing, more consistent use of units of measurement across supermarkets, improved use of unit pricing in cross-retailer price comparisons, and expanding the scope of retailers covered.
We're also calling on the government to introduce shrinkflation notices, so this would make it really clear to consumers at the supermarket when a product has decreased in size and the effective value of that product has decreased.
I'm noticing, especially with their school snacks, just packets of chips or anything else, muesli bars, they're just getting smaller and smaller, but nothing's changing well, the prices are probably going up more than anything.
Shrinkflation affects more than just food and supermarket items. It's been identified in everything we buy, from clothing to furniture and housing. You might even spot it at your workplace.
Tonight on The Project, top shelves in the kitchen. Do they really need to be that high?
The PM says those who breach the rules will be hit with substantial penalties, but did not specify what those penalties might be.
It's really important that breaches of the unit pricing code are backed by strong penalties. This would give the regulator, the ACCC, the power to come down really hard on supermarkets doing the wrong thing.
So will stronger rules shrink the number of ways retailers can squeeze us?
The cows are the same size, but the chocolate bars aren't.
We are live from the lands of the Cooler Nation with Jessie Stevens.
What happened to Small Lee?
I'll tell you what.
Welcome back. You're so little cute.
It was a painful process, but I'm back. I am back. Yeah.
We pumped him full of human growth hormone.
Thank you. Well, joining us now to shrink this down into comprehensible pieces is Dee Madigan, who is... There she is. Now, Dee, cracking down on shrinkflation, will this actually make a difference?
Look, it will, but every time I hear shrinkflation, I think of guys swimming in cold water.
Yes,
but
yes.
I reckon this is good. It's good to see a government finally cracking down on supermarkets because they've been acting like corporate bastards for too long and just getting away with it.
We don't know what the penalties would be at this point, so they might be serious, they might not. But the main idea seems to be that we'll be given information about how much we're paying per unit, say per, I don't know, 100 grams or whatever it might be. Do you think we're going to look at that? Like, do you think that's how people will shop, is by the gram?
We do for fruit. You know, you don't buy per fruit, you buy per kilo. So it's a matter of getting used to it. At the moment, they still do have the unit pricing on there somewhere, but it's usually so hard to find. And I think when part of this new regulation is making it transparent and visible, and once we see that and get used to that, yeah, I think it will actually make a difference, because we know with shrinkflation, it's confusing. You don't know what you're paying for what. And they do it deliberately. Telcos do it deliberately. They make it so confusing, you just go, oh, bugger it, I'll just buy it. But, you know, as our bank accounts are getting smaller, we are prepared to work a little bit harder to save money.
Well, they're under a lot of pressure right now, aren't they, Dee? It's coming from all angles. The government's at them over allegedly misleading discounts, land banking and now shrinkflation. Do you reckon they're really worried?
I think they are now. I think they haven't been in the past, because in the past, if they got in trouble, it was like being whipped with a feather. Now there's actually really big fines. They can be fined 10% of their entire yearly earnings if they do the wrong thing now. So I think finally, they're going to have to start doing the right thing by customers, because while we've been having a cost of living crisis, their profits have been going up and up and up and up.
No matter what we hear about all this alleged gouging, Aussies don't seem to be ditching these big chains. Why are we so committed to them?
Because we don't really have a choice. Like, it's literally those two. There is Aldi, but that's, I don't know, I find it a bit confusing, and I also tend to find that thing in the middle and buy ski gear, even though I don't go skiing. But it's because it's really only the two of them, and IGAs are a little bit smaller, so they control everything.
Is that partly on us? Is it like going back to a bad boyfriend? They treat us mean to keep us keen, and we don't want to look at the nice guy?
I think that's part of it. I think usually we don't have any loyalty between Coles and Woolworths, but they're usually in the same place. You're at Westfield and it's a convenience thing. But I think as the cost of living bites harder and harder, people will be prepared to go that little bit of distance that's less convenient to save them more money. And can I just say, Aldi meat, amazing.
They've got holidays now, Dee.
I did see that. I said that to Carl this morning when he was going to buy steaks, and I said, could you pick up a holiday?
Dee, thanks for your time and happy holidays.
Pleasure. And to you.
You know what's like wild about this is that we all agree this is happening, but doing the actual investigation makes you look a bit odd. A couple of years ago...
You're right.
A couple of years ago, I heard something online about there were fewer Doritos in a pack. So I bought packs of Doritos and was counting Doritos. And at that point, my wife walked and I'm counting out Doritos from old packs and new packs. And you do look strange.
Suddenly you're the weirdo. Yeah. You're the weirdo.
I've counted the Sultanas in Sultana brand before.
Oh. You think they're scrimping on Sultanas?
It was many years ago, but there were 17 in the entire box. We called up, we complained.
Did you get free ones?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry that happened
I'm just sorry.
to you.
How would that work? They mail them to you?
just the Sultanas to add to the
17 does not
cereal.
seem... If you're going to call it Sultana brand, you need more than 17 Sultanas in
Right?
the brand.
I feel very vindicated by this story, though, because for a lot of us, I think we thought we were imagining it. We were going to the shops, getting a whole lot of stuff and being like, I swear that my dishwashing tablets used to have more than 3 in it. And suddenly I'm going multiple times a week. And I think that I look at this and I'm like, oh, we are being manipulated all the time.
We should break up with those gaslighting big boys.